I'm out for a ride today. Probably just take it easy. IATs are gorgeous. I figured I'd take, I got about one track day left in me, test and tune for this season. So I'll probably do a video about that. Heard Kai Kelly's gonna be there, should be a good time. But I figured on this video I'd do a little review of the bike, the H2. I got about 3,000 miles on it. I got it back in November. So I got about a year on it, 3,000 miles. A little history of like what I've owned. I'm not like the other H2 owners that have owned like 20 bikes in their life and have done it all. I've literally, when I was 16, I got a 1992 FZR 600. I rode the absolute hell out of that thing. I think I put about 50, 60K on it. Loved it. I mean, I beat that thing. It was an old bike. I beat the absolute crap out of it, and it just kept going. Never had any issues with it, really, engine-wise. Yeah, I rode that, I don't know, man, maybe like 8 years. Don't start doing the math on this because I could be wrong. But after that, I got the 09 R1 cross-plane. First year of the cross-plane, I was in love with the cross-plane engine. A lot of people in the drag racing world, obviously, it was down on power compared to the rest of them, but I still loved it. I rode that for about 4 years, and then I saw the H2 come out, and I mean, I was sold. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm still a hardcore Yamaha fan. If I walk into a group of people that are arguing Yamaha versus Kawasaki, I'm going on the Yamaha side. I'm just telling you right now. But initial impressions of the bike, they put down about 200, like honestly, stock. My R1, I had it on spray. It had about, it made 190 on the dyno. So really the 200 horsepower was not a huge step up for me. So I'm not saying I was unimpressed, but I mean, I guess you could say I was a little used to it maybe. So I wasn't like, holy moly, you know, like some guys, but that's just me. I think I put about 600 miles on it before December. And that's when I, you know, put her up. We get pretty cold in the wintertime. And I did the Brock Stage 2. I would advise anyone with a bike made after, you know, 2004 to get your ECU flashed. I mean, you're not even buying the real bike when you buy this bike. After the Brock Stage 2, now that, I was impressed after that. That thing was awesome. Very impressed with the Brock Stage 2. It's a whole new bike. I would do that again in a heartbeat. So, if you're gonna buy one, get the Brock Stage 2. That's just me though. As far as the handling goes on it, like I said, I only put 600 miles on it stock. So, when I got the Brock Stage 2, I lowered it an inch, which really killed the handling. So my opinion on the handling probably is not the best. Probably gets that for someone else that does track days with it, obviously. We don't have a track near here with, you know, corners within like 4 hours. But I didn't really think it handled too bad for the 600 miles I put on it. They were in like 40-degree weather, so obviously, you know, not a good indication. Performance, I kind of went over that. The comfort, I always hear everyone talk about the comfort of a sport bike, and I think it's the most annoying thing ever. You'll see this guy say, oh, that's more comfortable, that's more whatever. Every sport bike I've owned, I have zero issues driving it, you know, 120 miles, full tank of gas at a time. No issues. I don't, you know, it's all about how you ride it, really. I mean, right now I'm like straight up. I just got one hand on the throttle and I'm just chilling. And you know, I'm going 28 right now. And anyone who owns an H2 knows you ain't, you know, it's wanting to go right now. I mean, I just broke it loose right there. So, I mean, comfort-wise, it's a sport bike, whatever. They're all the same to me. The only comfort thing really is the height of it and maybe how comfortable the seat is, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. But like I said, I'd ride this thing 120 miles. No problem. Wouldn't have any issues. Oh, yeah. A little copper right there. Is he going to hit the lights? He know better. But, I see a lot of negative things out there about performance. Oh, it makes 200 horsepower. So does the Beamer S1000, the X10. Do not buy those brochure numbers. That is the stupidest crap ever. First of all, the makers can't go over 200. They have a gentleman's agreement not to go over 200 horsepower or 189 miles an hour. So if something makes 200 horsepower, it's not because they couldn't do it. It's because they just weren't allowed to. But a bike that makes 200 stock and goes up to 240 from just an intake, exhaust, and ECU flash, I mean, you're not going to find that anywhere. All right? And, this ZX10 BMW, definitely fast bikes, but they ain't making no 200 stock. I don't know. I realize those are crank numbers, but whatever, man. Who cares? But I don't know anyone who cares about crank numbers. Also, a lot of people out there about the weight. Also, it is heavier, obviously, but it's not on like a Booster or a ZX14 weight level. I don't know the actual weight of those bikes off the top of my head, but mine weighs 490. I've had it on the scale on stock wheelbase with the Brock Stage 2. So majority of your weight's in the exhaust. I mean, that thing, I don't know, you gotta look at a stock picture. It's humongous. The thing's huge. So get rid of that. And also the 240 is because the freaking throttle body is just close up at 10 grand. You look at a dyno graph of this thing stock and you just automatically know, you're like, holy crap, that thing's got a lot left in it. So I wouldn't, I've also seen people say, oh, why would you get that at the drag race? You spent 25 grand on it. Plus, I probably got 6 grand in mine and just performance in the swing arm. And I only run 8s, which really, if you look at the grand scheme, I spent, we'll just say 30 grand. I mean, obviously you're gonna be able to get a Busa, a used Busa for cheap, and obviously you can get the 7s for 30 grand. And that's what everybody's always saying, oh, you can just get a Busa. But that's like an argument about, why buy a Lamborghini when I can just get a Fox body and put 100K into it? I mean, that's a stupid comparison in my eyes. At the end of the day, the guy's got a Lamborghini. When I cannot take this bike out and not get attention. I get people stop me all the time at the gas station, grocery store, wherever I go, and they're just like, what is that? And they just want to talk about it. I go to a car show and they're like, is that the H2? I'm from a small town. I don't think I've seen one other one, and he was about an hour and a half from me. So definitely, you just don't see them. So it's a rare thing. So as far as drag racing goes, obviously, if you want to go all out drag racing, you're gonna get a Boost. I mean, that's just common sense. No replacement for displacement. I mean, that's the true story. It's just physics. You can't argue that. If you're going all out drag bike, you just want a big motor. Even the Boostas are doing big bore kits. But overall, I mean, really, my favorite bike is R1M. I'll tell you right now. But if I had to go back and buy a bike, I'd still buy this bike. I've never drag raced a bike till this one. Kind of why my times aren't that great. I mean, they're good, but I'm on a 240 horsepower bike, they can't be bad. But I would do it again. I mean, it's extremely fun. After that 8-second pass I had about a week ago, that was like the funnest thing I've ever done. I think that was crazy. So, obviously you're spending a lot of money, but you do get what you pay for. Internals on this thing, who even knows, man? At least 300. Kind of like the Toyota Supra back in the day, you know, as slow as molasses. But you go to Texas 2K and, well, they'll speak for themselves. I think that's about all I got, really. I mean, I consider myself unbiased. I mean, handling, not that great, but I can't really give a good handling, you know, because I don't take it over corners anymore because it's just not made for it anymore. But acceleration, nuts. Another thing is aftermarket support, not that great, but obviously the bike's only been out for what, 2-3 years, so it's whatever. I'm gonna take it out of town real quick, see if she sticks. I don't think she don't like to stick on the street. I'm currently running the RS10 stock. Anyone who's cornering on their bike, on track days, whatever, I would highly recommend this RS10. It's like glue, man. I ran it at the track. Everybody else doing the Shinko hookup, I know, but I wanted to be different. And 240 horsepower, 10x extension, and I was sticking. If that tells you anything. And this tire's not even made for that. It's made for cornering. So definitely a good tire. I'm gonna go with the Shinko hookup next time because I just on the street. Not the best. It's also pretty cool out here. I don't know, man. I might do like one pull real quick and see how it goes. So if you're looking into getting the H2, you know, I say go for it. You can, just depends on what you're into, man. If you're into handling, I would go for it. But even drag racing, you know, if you want to be the fastest guy out there, you know, running 7s, I wouldn't advise it. It's just, like I said before, you're like buying a Lamborghini instead of buying a Corvette. Obviously, Corvette, not many people look at it, especially the C7, because they're like Mustangs now, but it's just a good bike. It gets a lot of attention. You're buying a show bike, really, and I choose to drag race. Because, I mean, it's not slow, that's for dang sure. So if you're looking to buy one, I say go for it. I mean, the acceleration on it is just awesome. One thing I don't, it doesn't come with the clutchless downshift. It's in the ECU. Personally, I don't really care. I mean, really, I don't find it downshifting that hard. Usually you don't have to do downshifting unless you're getting some direct corners or something. And the IMU, man, I freaking am the biggest fan of the IMU. This one does not have it. I can't remember. I know that new carbon version come out has it, but man, I would freaking love that. Honestly, I think that's the coolest thing. But yeah, definitely if you want it, get it. And I'm not a rich person. I know you see a lot of these H2 guys that have like 20 bikes, 650. Just kidding. But this is the most expensive vehicle I've ever bought. I'm middle class, I'd say. Single, no kids, so that might be my biggest reason there. But you know, this thing costs more than my truck. I just got my priorities. I've been riding dirt bikes since I was 2. So bike's been part of my life forever. I'll do a second pull. Not really where I would go if I was drag trail racing. Hold on, Neo Buzz. Oh man, she's still good there. It's cold out here too. I'm gonna do one more maybe. First gear, see what happens. Man, oh, whoop. I mean, you can get around on this thing. I mean, it's not like immobile. A lot of people are like, oh, you stretched it, it's done. Hold on, Neo Butts. No. I love this thing, dude. I freaking hope you can see the speedo in that. I broke it loose at first. I roll traction control all the way off basically. I've been on the lowest setting because I can never remember. But that's about all I got. Just buy it. Alright, I'm gonna get on the highway here. I'll give you a little, she definitely probably ain't gonna stick now, but we'll show you this car coming and then how fast I speed up to it. If I can get if you can get in the other lane, please. See, you got these idiots in the passing lane just going for miles. Okay, so you see that car. I should wait a little bit. I'll wait for it to get ahead. Oh man, as you can see, I beat the absolute crap out of this thing. I probably never, honestly, unless I was going to the gym, so I was just in town, but other than that, I probably never taken it out and not gotten over 150. I mean, as you can see, it's a pretty simple task.